done with raids and trying to cooperate in order to actually complete a task. And as you can see, Dragon has one fight left to go to get 100% in a tier 3 raid. And I really think that the whole raid system is really good. And overall, there's a couple of things that I would like to address. First off, being able to mail alliance members. Now, this is really good, for example, if you want to discuss strategy, if you want to plan out when your next raid is. Like, for example, Thanos and Ultimus will be tomorrow morning when I wake up, probably around 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. So, by that note, we can also send single messages to people, and this technology is already there in the inbox. So you can check out red messages, like watching Black Panther for now. So the developers can send you messages. Why can't we send messages for specific people? For example, you can compose in the inbox. It'd be really easy to do. And you can compose alliance. You can compose officers, captains, whatever you want to say. And you can compose individual people. And that leads us to the next topic, a global friends list. As you guys know, global chat currently is in buckets, just like the arena system. So if you start playing the game, you're going to get an easier bucket of players because it's kind of like Injustice 2's arena where newer people get put in a different bucket. It's kind of like that. Well, the same people are in your global chat. So not everyone can see it, which also means that chat is truly not global. I'd like to see, like, for example, a friends list chat where if you have somebody on your friends list, and this might be better than Alliance, but say I want to communicate with Mobile Gamer, say I want to communicate with Seaton, say I want to communicate with other content creators. If I have them on a friends list, now I'm able to do that. And you can even have it sync with Facebook friends as well, maybe even Facebook chat. You know, I just think that the whole chat system in general is really bad. And if Marvel Strike Force wants to address these 5 things in an update before actually adding content, I would not be against that. Now, one thing I'd also like to suggest, and this is something that I think should hold true in any raid. Let's use this raid for example. If you beat the final boss in your squad, like for example, Kushlash, Lord Ravan, T Hardscope, it's Bridge Dog, Goblin, and even Caleb Black can go back and hit this 28981 node once the final boss is completed. I feel this would kind of help people out. For example, if you finish a lane too early, you don't screw yourself on rewards. I think this will make for a little bit more competitive gameplay as far as rewards, and not where Dragon can probably beat me. However, Nova Master or anybody else that's in this lane has no chance of actually beating me because Dragon has the last node. Why should he be subject to that when anybody else can participate in that? Now, for example, in the level 50 raid, I think it's a little bit more complicated because there's 8 total lanes and there's 2 bosses altogether. So if you beat up on Groot and if you beat up on Quake, then you can backtrack the other lanes. I feel this is super important when you have a couple low-level players in your alliance, which I do because they're friends that just started playing this game. I feel that backtracking and being able to do certain things might be a little bit better. Obviously, there are lanes that are still easier to do. Like, for example, the outer lanes here are pretty good. The Nick Fury lane is supposed to be one of the most ridiculous ones because, as we know, the shield synergy is really good when you have Black Widow and Nick Fury. And even Mercenary Lieutenant can be really insane level up as well. So, this would be something I think would be really good. Now, let's use the Thanos raid, for example. So, if we go into the Thanos raid, nobody's actually got 100%. Obviously, there's people that have beaten the Thanos boss. So, if you beat the Thanos boss, then, for example, I can go back, hit Doctor Strange, 87469, and all these other nodes once Thanos is completed. So, I just think that it would be a little bit better and more fair for Alliance members. Like, if you're more active, you can kind of, like, push your score a little bit higher and be more competitive. So, for example, Dragon got 1.4 million, but look at the huge gap between me and Dragon. Though, I think it's going to be me and him fighting on the leaderboards for a long time to come because he does have a tier 9 team. My team is only tier 8, and yeah, I don't trust myself to fight Thanos. So, for example, this squad is not even close. And Dragon's actually pretty close to beating the boss, so he probably needs a little bit more gear. And I really like the idea of a higher difficulty in the Thanos raid versus the Ultimates. Like, you probably need to be getting 60% in the level 50 raid to have a chance to 100% raid tier 2. And I think that even the level 60 raids are struggling to get 60% on Thanos. But there are probably some soft launch alliances that are capable of doing it, and kudos to them. However, we know that level 70 is in the game, and we know that tier 4 abilities and even up to like level 20 gear is available with like legendary materials and other things like that. So why don't we have level 60 raids? I think that now is the time to bring them out. Even if you only make the level cap, let's say level 65, I think level 60 raids would be a good thing to put out pretty soon. And I'm a huge fan of the Thanos raid because it is a lot more difficult than a level 40 raid. As more people max out, it does give people a chance to develop their roster, which is good. But for the endgame players, I think it's time to bring out some more raids. Please do not stop events like Thanos. I think having something like this for Nick Fury, Iron Man, etc. would be amazing. However, I would like to see the raid ticket prices a little bit lower in Thanos. Because right now to start a Thanos tier 2 raid, you're talking 14,400 tickets, which means that in order to do this, your entire alliance has to get 600 energy, and we know that's not possible. So I think possibly removing the global energy cap might be good, because as we know, people do multiple raids as it is, because the regular raid energy only requires 11,500, which I think is a little bit more fair than the 14,400 that Thanos is. But I would definitely like to see more raids, and possibly, I don't know why it says 99.07. What the hell? That's got to be a bug. Something's not right. Why did that... Okay, that's just a bug. We actually got the tier 3 word, so yes, Dragon did end up beating me and finishing it out. But yeah, that's pretty strange. I've never seen that happen before, where it's like 99.03 in tier 2, so that's definitely a bug there. Now, the final thing I would like to talk about, and this actually involves another game, and this is something I'd like to see kind of build on the Alliance trend. So if we go into Injustice 2, as you guys can see, I do dog on the whole League mission thing because I think the whole system is really bad and very unrewarding. But I would like to see something like this as kind of a way to get more gold in Marvel Strike Force. So by actually completing this event, for example, completing 150 battles using any arcane hero, why not incorporate that to complete, say, 100 battles in Blitz, let's say 50 battles in Arena, or even 100 battles in Campaign non-auto win using a certain character that's easy to get. Like, for example, Elektra, Luke Cage, or even collect so many materials. There's so many things that Marvel Strike Force can do, and I think it would push people to play the game more as a whole. Like, people are already playing the game and having a lot of fun with it, but, you know, things like that might be good. So, while I do dog Injustice 2 quite a bit, I think that there is some merit with the League things. I think the rewards are obviously really bad in Injustice 2 overall. However, as I've said, there is some merit behind it. Like getting gear ups or even getting, you know, credits in Marvel Strike Force. Like you could get raid credits, which would be the League credits, for example. And then you can get gear up materials. Well, you could even get, you know, fragments towards a raid orb. You could get fragments towards a crafting orb. And then you get the gold. I mean, even if you get like 10,000 gold, that's still going to be greatly appreciated. So again, as I've complained about about Injustice 2 quite a bit, obviously there's some more changes that I would like to see. For example, why are fights 20 energy or 16 energy? Like, why? Like, I think while they do give you more energy in Marvel Strike Force, I think that maybe some of the fights need to be toned down a little bit. I don't think we need to go the Injustice 2 route where one fight costs 16 energy. And maybe I'd also like to see non-auto win fights actually guaranteeing you one drop. Maybe instead of having a small chance of getting two, maybe take on the Injustice 2 approach and every fight gives you one fragment. I think this takes out the RNG because it really sucks when you auto fight. For example, let's auto win on Hawkeye. And we got 4 there, which is acceptable. But how many people have actually refreshed a fighting campaign twice and gotten 0 fragments towards the character? I think that there needs to be some sort of little balance there. But with these little 5 things to improve alliances in Marvel Strike Force, I think that the game could be better overall. And if you like this video, please give it a like rating, comment, subscribe. Share this video amongst your friends and as a favorite. Check out my other Marvel Strike Force videos playlist. Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, which are all HollywoodShono. My Instagram, which is HollywoodShono's God. And if you want to see some live raid and just blitz arena gameplay, tune into my stream tomorrow morning on the second YouTube channel and Twitch between 10 a.m. and noon, whenever I feel like waking up. Have a wonderful day, kids, and let's bring on some more Strike Force.
www.youtube.com/HollywoodShono. Subscribe, bitches!